Parsley was one of those pastors that began to move funny. And he found himself in a space and in a place where he needed to repent or re-say what he had said because he offended Black bodies in his church and in his college and his colleagues by basically saying that slavery wasn't that serious. If you know any white person, 9 times out of 10, they have been programmed or poisoned or infected with racism from birth. It takes a Black hand to deliver a Black person from the effects of racism. And it takes a white hand to deliver a white person from the racism that they created. Until this happened, I do not care how much you white man preach like a Black person, white woman preach like a Black person, prophesy, speak in tongues, dance, and shout. I'm not moved by that. I do not care that you sound like us, Wes Morgan, sing like us. Do you fight against the system that you have benefited from? Until you do, we do not receive your song. We will not put our Black dollars in your offering plate to be put in white community when our dollar don't even stay in our community 6 hours. Spirit of the master is still living in white males in America, especially if they are Christian. Do you remember when Rob Parsley talked about honoring the founders of the country? That's what he had to repent of, because he basically was saying that there won't no harm that they done. Anybody that I mentor that's Black, I tell them to run from white senior pastors and run from the church that does not have Blackness in the senior most leadership. And I tell women, run from the church that does not have females in the highest decision-making seat in the church. I'm not talking about on the worship team, on the prayer team. I'm talking about in the decision-making in that church. Run, because woman, you ain't safe. Gay person, you're not safe in that church that you don't have representation in at the highest. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? I know you might not like it because we may disagree on some theologies, but nobody sits under leadership, teaching, mentorship from someone who has not been touched with the feelings of their infirmity. This is the reason why we worship and praise and sanctify holy the very consciousness and nature and existence, the person of Jesus, because we serve not a high priest that is disconnected from what we feel and what we're dealing with. So why, in the name of God, would you sit up under a leader like Rod Parsley as a Black person and call him father? And some of you I know, because I watch and I know you under his covering. You're dumb.